Vam 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 Om Ram 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 Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum.
Actually, when the Kundalini rises, Ganesha had to be awakened within us. The innocence has to come up, which obliterates all such degrading ideas within us. If ascent has to be achieved, we have to understand that we have to mature. People are sick now. All over the Western life, one feels they are sick. Sick because they have never recognized Sri Ganesh. If one Freud came, that doesn't mean that you should accept him. But you did. As if it was such an important thing to be done. There was nothing more important than that. So today we are faced with our power of ascent and the power of conditionings we have had. When Freud talked of conditioning, he didn't know he was putting another type of horrid conditionings on you. Terrible. Sex is not important for human beings at all. Is not at all important. It is only when you want to have children, actually a human being who is of the highest level will indulge into a sex. The lure, the romance, this nonsense and all that doesn't exist in a pure mind. It's all a human creation. And this servility one has to that is so much surprising. It comes from a very low grading within us. It comes from the low graded human beings. That one becomes servile to it. You should be the master of that. And today, when I see around myself in the West, which is also a part and parcel of the same creation, so much of sickness that has come. I am really aghast. How to turn your attention now to the maturity of sex. When the sex matures, you become a father, a mother, and a pure personality. When you hear about a 90-year-old woman marrying a 19-year-old boy, I mean, you just don't understand. This is what sort of a society it has been created in this world. This kind of a stupid behavior. We have to mature ourselves. That doesn't mean I'm saying austerity at young age. That doesn't mean that. Another absurdity is that. But of course, you must mature. You need a tapasya for that. Unimportant thing when become important, and such an important thing that they're just like anything that we have, like we have hair. Even if you lose hair, it means something. But if you lose sex, what's wrong with it? It's very good. Good riddance of bad rubbish. Such a waste of energy. So much interest. So much of our precious attention. So much of auspiciousness spent in this kind of a nonsense. So to worship Ganesha, one has to understand we have to mature. Maturity has to come within us. We have to go deeper within ourselves. Our attention has to go deeper within ourselves spontaneously. How do we achieve the depth if we are still like worms? Otherwise, it's a great sort of a sacrifice or a pressure on people. These tax and these pressures have been very costly for you people. Very costly. You have paid through so much. You have gone through so much for what? So the priorities have to change if Sri Ganesha is to be worshipped. What are we worshipping today is the innocence within us. We are worshipping that is auspicious, which is innocent. Innocence, which is deep down within us, that's our character, that's our nature, that's what we are born with, is the basic of this whole creation, is the essence of this creation. So when matter becomes active, all right, reproduction starts, animal stage comes in, then comes the stage of human beings who are primitive, then comes the stage where human beings are developed, not the way what we understand of the developed world. Horrible. I'll never call them developed by any chance at all. What is development is not outside. What is the within development one has to see. What have we grown inside? What have we got inside ourselves? Anything that grows big is plastic of that kind. The one which hasn't got any inner power grown. Say, for example, I give you a mango. I said, all right, now you eat it. And you see, it just has the cover and nothing inside it. What will you eat? Will you eat that plastic? Anything that grown like that is plastic, is dead. What is the substance inside? Let's see. What is our substance within ourselves? This is what Christ preached. Morality point. So important for him it was. Because after dharma, which was a balance, where of course morality is very important, but it was necessary for Christ to talk of the innate, deeper morality, which is a part and parcel of our being. It is not just taught or told or frightened because there's a fear of God and wrath of God, but it should be your own innate light. That's why Christ talked about it. And the same Christ was used to demolish innocence. And I would not say that people were not born. Freud was not the only person who was born. The other day I went to Prado in Spain, and I saw paintings after paintings of the hell. And all these modern times we see those lanky-pankies going around without clothes, sort of people were shown with all kind of funny things, stupid things they were doing. This was Bosch. I was surprised, a German Bosch, who showed all this nonsense there very clearly. Way to hell, then the attack of the death, all these things. I mean, he was quite a recent person. If you call Blake as a madcap, so what about Bosch? Everybody is a madcap except for the stupid, useless people. So much warning has come for us. For example, we can say since long, we know about hell. The Mahavira, of all the persons, wrote so clearly about hell. This is hell. But in the West, the priorities are absolutely upside down. What is your power? Just think of it. Think within yourself. Is it mental power? That's important. I have told you mental power has nothing to do because it is just linear. It moves in one direction, falls off, comes back to you. It has no substance in it. It's just a mind projection. Plastic. What is your emotional power? Emotions that you have takes you where? See, you have emotions for even good emotions you have. Say, you love your wife very much. Where does it take you? There was a poet called Tulsidasa who loved his wife very much. She had gone to her mother's place. So he couldn't bear it and went to see her, and he climbed over to her balcony. And she got a fright. She said, "How did you climb?" He said, "You had put a rope there." She said, "No." They saw it was a big snake hanging. So she said, "The amount of love you have for me, if you have that for God, where will you be?" So where does these emotions take you? To frustration, to unhappiness, to our destruction. The mental power gives you a horrible thing called ego, which destroys others. And the emotional power gives you nothing but crying, weeping, and always feeling unhappy. Oh, I have done so much of emotional investment on such and such person, and what did I get? So it is not absolute, it's relative. And mentally, you are zero if you cannot destroy others. Emotionally, you are zero because you cannot overpower people with your emotions. So, what is your power? Where does your power lie? It lies in the spirit. But even before the spirit is achieved, what is your power? Is Kundalini? She's sleeping. Then what is your power? Is your chastity. If a man is chaste temperament he has, and he stands up in his chastity, it acts, it works. But first of all, chastity pays dividend in your good health. From the face of a person, you can say that this person is a chaste. Like in our Shastras, they used to say a saint or a brahmachari, the one who has never had sex in life, always shining on his face. And as we say that the greatest brahmachari was Sri Krishna, who has so many wives. Because no wastage of energy, no wastage of attention is on that. So the whole energy is inside. I will say today, as I was coming by car, it was raining, it was windy, it was very cold, but we were in the car. Nothing affected us because we were quite warm inside the car ourselves. We passed through everything, nothing touched us, nothing bothered us. We came away, everything fine. How? Because we kept to our own vehicle. And the vehicle we have is our chastity. We are so particular that others must respect us. Others must give us homage. Otherwise, we get into tempers. Did you respect yourself? Do you respect yourself? It sounds sometimes to people in the West that Mother is very trying to preach about Indian culture. Many people think that. But I say that one has to learn science from the West, all right. One has to learn other things from the West, aesthetics, of course. Paintings and art, maybe, color schemes. But culture you better learn from Indians. There's dearth of culture, no culture at all, I find. What is this culture where a woman is supposed to expose her body? Is a prostitute's culture. Simple as that. Face it. Where a woman is not supposed to respect her private parts is no culture whatsoever in the aesthetics of the divine. So much so today that they are making a film showing Mary to be a prostitute. I mean, this is where you have ended up. In India, even if you say this, they'll beat you nicely. Anyone, whether Muslim, Hindu, Christian. I mean, it's shocking to hear that the way they talk about Christ here. I mean, to an Indian, it gives a shock. How can you talk? Because once you give up your chastity, you cannot understand that there can be someone who is absolutely chaste. For a thief, everybody is a thief. Because you don't have that respect for your chastity, you cannot imagine what Christ could have been. You cannot imagine, you cannot accept. Unbearable things are said about Christ. I tell you, unbearable. I don't know. I faced his crucifixion, which was unbearable as it was. But this kind of a thing you say about somebody, to an Indian woman, if you pass such a remark, to an Indian ordinary woman, she would commit suicide. It's never said that anybody comes and says, you're looking very beautiful. It's all right. You can say to your mother, you're looking nice. It's all right. That's different. But you don't say to any woman like that. You have to turn yourself out. And this is one of the reasons why people are very hot tempered. The magnet within you is Sri Ganesh. Many people know that I have a great sense of direction. That comes through this magnet, which is perfect. This magnet is the one which keeps you sticking or adjusted or all the time pointed towards spirit. If you don't have the sense of chastity, you will dangle this way, that way. Suddenly you become a very good Sahaja, tomorrow you become a devil. Because there's nothing that keeps you binding to the great idea of the spirit. Let us face it up. Now the time has come for all of us, all the Sahajas, that the greatest thing within us is not sex, but is chastity. And that's what will mature. It's very amazing how some people were behaving in Bodhi. I came to know about it. I was amazed. How could they behave like this before the villagers of Bodhi, who are innocent, simple people? But the best part of it, that when you indulge into frivolous and nonsensical behavior, insulting your chastity, you really lack in the action of it. Like if you fritter away your petrol, your car can't move. It's like that, something happens to you. All the time you go on pinching people and frivolously talking to each other. And what is the need to do all this? I just don't understand. And then end up in the divorce case. Once I had gone to Selfridges, I must tell you a very interesting story. And in such a crowd, there were two people, man and woman, kissing each other all the time. Least bothered, there are other people who are also going on the same escalator. Escalator, they were kissing. In the thing, they were kissing. I mean, torturing all the Indians who were there, or maybe the other people, Chinese, for example, Egyptians. Such an exhibition was on. And I saw them next time. They were not kissing. I said, what happened? We are divorced. I said, why were you kissing that day so much? So they said, because we were going to be divorced. So we wanted to have the last bit of it. What a level it is. I mean, what a level. What love, what feeling you have for anyone? Nothing of the kind. All the time quarreling with each other, ending up in the divorce cases, and showing off all this. Any deep personality doesn't show these things outside. Of course, I'm told here that here in the public school it is said that you should never show your emotions outside. But otherwise you can show anything else, ridiculous or shameless, but not your emotions. What an absurd place it is. You have accepted all these values, just like sheep, without thinking about it. Like I was in France, one girl came and she was crying. She said, I will, horrid, I will never go to these psychologists. So I said, why? They were saying dirty things about my father. Imagine. And people accepted those ideas of this horrible Freud. Is basically wrong. Whether it is historically there or whatever it is, you better give it up. Whatever wrong is wrong in the divine. Whatever is right in the divine. But there's a real objection now that people, when they go abroad, husband and wife and this and that, they kiss each other and tease each other. What is the need? You kiss the person and come and tell me against that person. I've seen it. If there has to be some self-preservation, this has to be your chastity, your privacy. That's why you have no willpower to do anything. No willpower. Let some stupid fellow come and tell you something. You'll say, all right, we accept. What is the essence of your personality is your chastity. And in Sahaja Yoga, you can re-establish everything, whatever you have lost. You can. That's why the depth is lacking. And this is the reason there is no consistency in the temperament of people. No consistency. Now you'll get 1,200 people for my lecture. And next day, not even one. all lost. Because there's no base, like a loose connection. There's no connection. Connection point is your chastity. So there is no consistency. Satatya is not there. If you tell them you have to get up in the morning, have a bath, do some puja, it's too much for them. But if you tell, say an Indian ladies for me, if you say that you wear such and such dress, I just can't. I just can't. No, not possible. It's not possible. I can keep the whole night awake, but that thing I cannot do. Just cannot do. So the priorities are changed because where is your attention? You have everything within you. You are the storehouse of chastity, which is your power. Everything within you. Nothing has gone out. It's all there. All that fragrance is within you. Is all preserved. Don't condemn yourself. And you are so fortunate, I am here to tell you all about it. You are so fortunate, I am with you. Do you understand that point? You don't have to go to Himalayas. You don't have to stand on your heads. You don't have to do anything like that. You see, formerly these saints used to sit, you won't believe, in the cold, frozen water or on the Himalayas in the open. They used to sit for hours together to freeze their nonsensical ideas. Now that's not necessary. It's all made very easy. But change your priorities now. The whole attention once goes to your own spirit. You'll be surprised. The whole chart will change. What's the most important thing? To meditate every day. I have seen people who want to do some course. Say, for example, I told that you better do some course. Every day they will go for that course and join that class and they will work it out and they'll pass that course and do it up and finish it. But meditation, they cannot do regularly. But now there's a little gap we should understand. That once we get the inkling of that joy, which is eternal, we start moving towards that more and more, and establishing ourselves in the ocean of that joy. A little. You see, when somebody wants you to swim, you are frightened. You don't want to do it. You are very happy on the gross shore. You don't want to swim. Somebody pushes you, again you are back. No, Baba, I cannot do it. But once you learn to swim, you enjoy that swimming. And then you like it and you want to do it every day, regularly, religiously. So there's a little gap which has to be achieved. Second point is that, as I've been always saying, you are lotuses, but under a mire. And you know what mire is. While India is the ocean, so it's very easy for the lotuses to come out of the water. But to come out of the mire is very difficult. Say somebody falls in the mire. If you kick it, you go deeper. If you try to do anything, you go deeper. Best thing is to keep watching it and still. And that's the best way, is to witness yourself. But your attention is not all right, how will you witness? Attention is somebody is going that side, that person will see. Another person going that person will. Must see every person. But you don't see the flowers. You don't see the trees. You don't see the Mother Earth. You don't see anything. What you see is something hopelessly bad, worse than you. Today is the day they say one should not see the moon. If you see the moon, it becomes auspicious and you get a bad name. They said Sri Krishna saw the moon and then he got a bad name. He was Ranchordas, means he had to run away from the battlefield. But that was his trick, he had to run away. So you are not supposed to see the moon. The reason is, why it is said, that today we have to see Sri Ganesh, who is the Mother Earth, who acts through Mother Earth. Most of the things that we have are from the Mother Earth. So this time you must see the Mother Earth, the Kundalini, and Sri Ganesh. Today, the Mother Earth has created Sri Ganesha. So you don't see anything outside. You don't even see the moon. Just see the Mother Earth. Because the Mother Earth, in her love and compassion, has done so much for us. Your Kundalini has done so much for us. And her son, who is the innocence within us, is to be worshipped today because he has done the maximum. Despite all the insults we have put on him, all the ridicule, all the filth, all kinds of nonsense, still he stands up like a little child to amuse us. If Sri Ganesha is within you, become like a child, childlike innocence. You don't get angry with somebody like a dog barks on everything. There are some Sahaja yogis I know who all the time barking, just like dogs or beggars in India. But you become like a child who is very sweet. He always tries to amuse you, always tries to say nice things, always tries to make you feel happy. A source of such joy. And that's how you become a source of joy, source of happiness, source of fulfillment. All the time bubbling with laughter and happiness, bubbling with beautiful things. How the children amuse you, just see and watch. How they come round with little hands, how they work it out. How they know what is the right thing. A child who is a realized soul is much more sensible than a grown-up person. I've seen that. Like my youngest granddaughter was about, I think, 3 years of age. And the maid was folding my sari. And by mistake, she put it on the ground. This child just couldn't bear it. She just lifted the sari, put it to her head, and put it on the sofa. She said, "What do you mean by putting this sari on the ground? What do you know about my grandmother? She is the goddess of goddesses. And you put her sari on the ground. The dogs are going to bite you now," she said. "Be careful." And she again went and took the sari, kissed it, and said, "Mother, forgive her. Grandmother, please forgive this woman. She doesn't know what she's done to you." But that sensitivity comes from the depth of your chastity. You listen to the children and you'll be amazed how they talk and what they say, how they behave, how they try to amuse you. I mean, in the West, children are very much spoiled, I must say. They do not amuse you so much, they trouble you quite a lot. Because, again, the same. If the father and mother don't have chastity, the children don't feel all right. They don't feel peaceful. They become restless. And then they develop the same restlessness. A chaste man can never get possessed. Take it from me. Can never get possessed. You might be very intelligent. You might be anything. You might be a great writer, but you can get possessed. But a chaste man, an ordinary chaste person, can never get possessed. Bhoots are afraid of chaste people. If one chaste person is going on the road, all the bhoots run away. They just run away. At least I've known many cases, but some of them I can tell you that there were 2, 3 of them who used to go by motorcycle in the night about 12 o'clock on a road. And some people who were possessed wrote letters to me saying that please don't allow them to go there in the night because where should we go and stay? I was amazed. These are the people who are possessed by some sort of horrible bhoots who used to go and rest on these trees in the night where these 3 persons used to go on the motorcycle. And they actually wrote letters to me. Very possessed people, I knew them, saying that ask them not to go that way because it's where are we to live? And they were like mad people themselves. I said, why did you write like this? He said, these people go that way and they trouble us. And the negative within us disappears with the light of Sri Ganesh. You can see it so clearly in another person. If you don't have chastity, you can never see who is unchaste or chaste. You cannot. Everybody is just the same, very good, very nice person, very nice person. I mean, real possessed people are certified as very good people. In Sahaja Yoga also sometimes. And I start wondering what's happening. See, what is it? How is it these people are certified as that? Can't they feel it? There's no light. Even if you get your realization, even if your spirit is working out, your collective consciousness, even if you are giving self-realization to others, you are nowhere if you have no chastity. That's like a broken glass which is trying to reflect something. It can never give the right picture. It's so important. And I have to tell you this now. The time has come for me to tell you this is the snag in our life. First thing people will ask, whom am I going to marry? What is such a hurry? Of course, marriage, I call it an auspicious thing. Marriage should be there. There should be a collective sanction, everything. But for what? To adore the chastity within us. Then they are married, then they have children. Then they want to have a house, then they want to have this. This whole, such an insular business goes on and on and on. and the light of your life doesn't spread. But I have known people who were just in the hell and have come out and have spread light. Beautiful meteoric heights they have achieved. I've seen people like that. So today you have come to worship Sri Ganesh. Within yourself. What is me to worship as Ganesh? I don't understand. Because I'm that. When you are worshipping me, you want to have that Sri Ganesh within you away. Let that be awakened within. Let what I say becomes the mantra to awaken that within. So that as my children, you enjoy the bliss of chastity as I have enjoyed all my human life and all my divine lives. Today, we are going to worship Sri Ganesha. Sri Ganesha resides in Muladhara on the chakra, Muladhar chakra, and not on Muladhar. In the Muladhara is placed the Kundalini. She is the mother of Sri Ganesha. We call her Gauri. Yesterday you saw the picture, the drama, how Sri Ganesha got his head of an elephant. All these things have happened in another world. There are many worlds of which we know of this world. It is a question of our awareness. Now we are at a human awareness, and we have risen to a higher awareness, which is called as the fourth dimension. Without Sri Ganesha, it's not possible. As you know, he is the symbol of innocence within us. This innocence never gets destroyed because it is eternal. But it may happen that it will get covered with some clouds by our mistakes that we commit. But once you get your realization, your innocence is re-established, manifests, and you become innocent. Your attention becomes innocent. It is impossible to follow your religion, either Christ or Muhammad Sahib or Jews, if you do not have enlightenment. This is one thing they did not realize because they were of a very high level people. They did not know what is the condition of human beings. As in the Bible is written that if your right eye commits sins, means goes against Sri Ganesh, you take it away. Or if your right hand does anything wrong against Sri Ganesha, then cut it out. Just imagine if Christians were really practicing Christianity, they all would have been without hands, without eyes. Because
It is said that if you make any mistakes, you better cut out yourself. Christ said that you should do it, and also for men he was very strict, not for women so much. So Muhammad Sahib thought that why not say about women also? Why not restrict them? Why only men? So he made strict rules for women also. In this case, he said that you should hurt the woman or hit the woman or should try to restrict the woman. That is on the husband. But to do so, the husband himself has to be an innocent person. If he himself committed such mistakes, then what right he has got to become strict with his wife or with his sister? And the worst thing was for the Jews. When Moses brought the Ten Commandments, he found that the Jews were having a decadent society as they have now. Nowadays we have this decadent society in America, in everywhere. There are no morals and nobody talks of morality. I feel that search is the only way where human beings can become innocent. Because Jews were given what you call the Shariat, where it was, if you are a thief, cut your hands, cut your nose, cut this portion, cut that. It's very serious. I saw that it is impossible to follow them because they are too pure, too important. If you are Christians, you can't have two eyes, you can't have your hands. And if you are Muslims, your wives and your daughters and your sisters are always in danger. And if you are a Jew, then all kinds of punishments are written for them. On the contrary, only the saints have been punished. All the good people are punished because there are so many people who are extremely aggressive and sinful. And they also do not know that is wrong with them, something very much against the dharma, against the religion. With such only you get the light of the spirit. Sri Ganesha is the spirit within us, and he incarnated on this earth as our Lord Jesus Christ. But all kinds of things have been done against such great people, and they made separate religions. None of these books have separated themselves from each other. For example, Muhammad Sahib has described about Moses, Abraham, Moses, Christ, mother of Christ. So he never established another religion. He was talking about all the religions, woven together in one. But we have now people who do not believe that all the religions are born out of one tree of spirituality. They are not only fighting with others, but among themselves. In the name of God, they are killing so many people. Innocence is the source of love. Like small children, when you see them sweetly dancing, you feel such tremendous love for them. When you see a little baby, very sweet baby, smiling at you, you feel tremendous love for that child. If you do not respect your innocence, you can never be loving person. And without love, you cannot know the truth. Only thing is that we feel rather sometimes awkward, sometimes frightened to love the innocent people. The innocent are most harmless people. I do not like parents to beat their children at all. They are in innocence, do something. So you must be really kind to them and understand them. Nowadays, in Russia also, there are many children who are born realized because you all are now enlightened and there are so many great saints who want to be born. But you have to be innocent yourself. The countries where the children are not respected, children don't want to be born. There is a minus growth in those countries. But in a country like India, where there is so much love for children, they want to take birth in India, though there is poverty. Children don't understand money and material things. They understand love. If you don't have love in your heart, Sri Ganesha cannot shine within you. Now the difference between a mother and a mother who is very angry with the children is this. The mother who loves her child enjoys everything she has to do for her child, while the mother who doesn't love the child feels that she's doing too much, she can't do it, it's too much. If you ask her what's the matter, she will say, I have to wash this, I have to clean this, I have to look after this child, it's all kinds of stories. But a mother who is enlightened will love all doing all that and enjoy it. She will have respect for her children and she will make them respectable. Yeah. There is no need to be harsh with your children. Children are very sensitive and intelligent. Maybe among thousands you might find one child who is not so good. But later on, they pick up things from elders, especially from parents and from the atmosphere, and they start becoming troublesome. That doesn't mean that you should not control or restrict your children and train them. Best way is to be yourself, innocent and dharmic. Ganesha is the basis of morality. Moral behavior, when it is lost in a society, that society becomes destroyed. Whatever may be the economic advantages they have, or they have financial advantages, or political advantages, but they get destroyed from within. For example, take the case of America, which is supposed to be an affluent country, which is doubtful to me that they are affluent because they are indebted. But what is happening? Small children of 12 years are killing and selling drugs. In some other countries in the West, so many children are killed by the parents. Every country which is affluent has some sort of a speciality of immorality. They are absolutely violent people, arrogant and egoistical. Innocence, first of all, absolutely dissolve the ego. And when you talk to children, they make such sweet comments, such intelligent comments, that you are amazed how they are talking all this, saying all these things. They are extremely affectionate and extremely kind. I'll tell you a story of some friends went to see the grave of President of America, Kennedy. So the child was looking at it, you see, and everybody was very solemn. Then the child turned to his father and mother and said, Mommy, why should you put this president under the earth? All the worms will eat him up. Why this punishment? There are so many things which you can see from these children when they talk, how they describe about other people. One day we had gone to the airport and one child was doing like this, like that, like that. So I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm trying to tie up these people. They're all off their heads. Like yesterday, Swadhisthana Chakra they were." So children see also the game, the whole drama, as I've said. They are very innocent, and so it's the easiest thing to give them good manners. In the case of Sri Ganesha, we have heard about the story that they had given, the parents gave the father especially, uh, said that the one who will go around the Mother Earth, I'll give him some present. And Sri Ganesha thought that look at this Kartikeya, he can go faster because he is going on this peacock, which is a bird which can fly. What about me? I am just going on a little rat. But as he is the source of all wisdom, in his wise wisdom he thought, my mother is greater than this Mother Earth. So we went 3 times round his mother and he got the present. A person who is innocent is extremely humble. He doesn't try to show off. He doesn't know how to show off. For example, Sri Ganesha has a little rat as his conveyance. But if you see people who are show-offs, they try to buy cars beyond their means with big loans just to show off that they are rich. This is a disease of people who are not innocent. And people take advantage of this very much in the world. Like in the West, you see, they have designers and they put their stamp as designers. And one has to pay a lot for that. So if it is on the coat written the designer's name, they always try to show like that, walking on the road. But nowadays, they are putting the sign here of the designer. This is very much in the West, not so much in Russia, but it will come. And the entrepreneurs take full advantage of it. That way I must say Indians are very, very, very wise. Not all, but most of them. And because they believe in Sri Ganesha, they would not waste their money for showing off. So thus the entrepreneurs take full advantage of the people who try to show off. Innocent person is not bothered about his own body, about any fashions or about any additions to his body, like people wear things just to show off. I'm just telling you because all this nonsense is coming to your country. I hope you people will understand that the greatest quality of beauty, of personality is innocence. When the innocence is lost, people play into the hands of these designers who make funny clothes. They make clothes for women which expose their body. And the more it exposes, the more it is expensive. And despite all the cold, they try to wear clothes which are very scanty. And you can't even look at them, but they think no end of themselves. And all our films in the West are so horrible now that you just don't want to see. If they make some films out of children which are innocent, I tell you, they can earn a lot of money. The foundation of Dharma is Sri Ganesh. If you see children, they don't know how to tell lies, very difficult. And they say things sometimes which might be embarrassing. like one mother was saying, in the presence of the child to her husband, that the man who is coming in the evening, he eats like a hawk, like a hawk.
Yes.
So this boy heard it, and when that gentleman came, he started eating, he was looking at him. And then he says, Mother, he doesn't eat like a hog. Why did you say that he eats like a hawk? You should not tell lies. And mother was so embarrassed. So they minimize also innocent person by his innocence minimize the judgment of others and criticism of others.
Yeah.
Because they don't see things which normally a person who is immoral can see or who is not innocent can see. I remember my own granddaughter. Once she saw a lady in a swimming dress. It was a picture. So she said, hey, you go and dress up properly, otherwise my grandma will be angry with you. I see. So when you see all these small little children talking, the way they behave, the way they are innocent, you really enjoy because innocence is the source of love and it is the source of joy. Because if you do not have love, you cannot enjoy anything and you start criticizing and judging and wasting your energy on nonsensical things. Like the other day, I was listening to some good music and the gentleman was singing with his hands little bit more of action. But he had closed his eyes and music was wonderful. I really got lost into it. But there were some ladies, he said, what clothes he was wearing, how he was putting his hands. All these superficial things they were saying, not the essence. But innocence takes to the essence. And the essence is love. Thus, we have to understand that the quality of Ganesha, we must all imbibe within ourselves. His quality of innocence, which is already there within us, has to be manifested. Like I was with one Sahaja in his house, and we had a meeting there, about 25 people. And the meeting was over. I thought he had said that I'll have my dinner there. So I just waited for all of them to go away. This gentleman was in the kitchen when they all went away. He came back and he said, Mother, what have you done? Why have they gone? I've cooked for all of them. And tears came into his eyes. I was so much overwhelmed by his generosity, by his kindness. And when the generosity is done innocently, you are not even aware of what you are doing. You just enjoy your generosity and you don't bother as to see what is the reaction of the another person. We have in our Shastras description of such people. Like Sri Ram. He went into the forest and there was a very old lady of a, what you call, tribal area.
Oh.
Very old. Only she had 2 teeth left. Her name was Shabari. And she came before Sri Ram and offered him some plums, you can say, berries.
Несколько слив или несколько ягод.
Yeah, I know.
Не
Yeah.
слив.
And she very innocently told him, see, all these I have tested with my teeth. And those were sour, I have thrown away because you don't like sour ones. But they are all sweet. Normally in India, people don't eat anything what is being touched by another mouth. So Sri Ram says, oh, I see, you've done this work, so please, may I have all these? But his brother Lakshmana was angry. What is this lady? She has no manners. So when she started putting this bear into the mouth of Sri Rama, he was getting even worse. So she said, see how carefully I have done this testing and you are enjoying. Otherwise, you would not have enjoyed them. And here, Lakshmana was getting angry, very angry. So Sri Ram says, "Oh, what wonderful fruits! I have never eaten such fruits in my lifetime." So his wife Sita, she said, "Why don't you give me some?" He said, "No, no, these are for me. I can't give." So Sita ji said that, "After all, I am your wife, and you have to share everything with me." He said, "All right. As a matter of right, I am giving you." So he gave those bear, those fruits to her. So Sita said, "What? This is just like amrosa. Such beautiful fruits I have never eaten." So she tells her brother-in-law, "See what fruits? These are heavenly fruits." So he got tempted. So Lakshmana said, "Give me some to taste also." So Sita ji said, "No, no, no, no. I'm not going to share. After all, I've got it with great difficulty from your brother. I'm not going to share." So Sri Rama said, "All right, give him something." So this innocent old lady says, "No, I have some more. I can give him. You can have your share. I have some more. I can give him." And she gave it to Lakshmana. He started eating and he really enjoyed. So much he enjoyed. He said, "My God, I have never eaten such beautiful fruits." Even Sri Krishna, whenever he used to go to the capital of Hastinapur, he would not live with the kings, Duryodhana, but with Vidura, who was a son of a maidservant. Because Vidura was an enlightened man and he used to respect Vidura much more than anybody else. But sometimes a mistake we commit that we get too much attached to innocent children, give them too much importance. Innocent is like a river flowing, but if you try to stagnate it, then the children get spoiled. They must be respected, but one should not try to make them look like something very exceptional. They are all just the same. They have certain various facets, but I've seen children are just the same. Firstly, they never get bored. Never get bored. If you are innocent, you will never be bored. You see beauty all the time. And even if you are alone, you enjoy yourself. It is only the grown-ups get bored. Now supposing you are in the airport and it's late, the plane is late, all the others, all the older people will be very upset. But children will start playing with something that is in the airport. Anything. A railing is there or a steps are there, they'll go up and down. Enjoy those. They don't want to make a sort of a life miserable by just bringing everything to some meticulous definition. I've seen in the airport many a times people just feeling very bored and terrible, and while the children are running up and down and playing and enjoying and making friends with other children whom they have never met. Only by innocence you can transcend your limited ideas. I have seen parents who are extremely racist. Their children take to other people in no time. An innocent person is like that. He just can carry on with any type of person without even thinking what sort of a color he has, what sort of a face he has, or what sort of hair he has done. These things do not matter. These are superficial. But children do not bother about superficial things. They just want to see the heart of the person. If the person is loving, whatever may be the race, religion, anything, children will jump. I've already told you that innocence dissolves the ego. Innocent person cannot be aggressive. And if the aggression is there, that is also very loving aggression. Like a child would come and say that, why don't you give my clothes to this boy? And if you say, oh God, I paid so much money and you want to give it to this boy? So he'd say, all right, next time again you buy for me, but let me give this to this boy, innocently. Innocent children do not have sense of possession.